Punya Shravana Kirtana Hirdiantastu Hibhadrani Vidunoti Suhishatam Nashtaprayev Sabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 2, Daksha versus Lord Shiva. Text 19. Nishyedamanasa sadasya mukhe daksho giritrayam vishashapam tasmad vinishkramya prididha manu jagama karva kauravya ninjam niketanam. Synonyms. Nishidyamanaham, being requested not to, saha, he, Daksha, sadasya mukhe, by the members of the sacrifice, Daksha, Giritraya, to Shiva, Vishya, giving, Sapam, a course, Tasmat, from that place, Vinishkramya, going out, Vibridha, Manu, being exceedingly angry, Jagam, went, Kauravya, O Vidura, Jam, to his own, Niketanam, home. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Maitreya continued. My dear Vidura, in spite of the request of all the members of the sacrificial assembly, Daksha, in great anger, cursed Lord Shiva, and then left the assembly and went back to his home. Purport. Anger is so detrimental that even a great personality like Daksha, out of anger, left the arena where Brahma was presiding, and all the great sages and pious and saintly persons were assembled. All of them requesting him not to leave, but infuriated, he left, thinking that the auspicious place was not fit for him. Puffed out by his exalted position, he thought that no one was greater than he in argument. It appears that all the members of the assembly, including Lord Brahma, requested him not to be angry and leave their company. But in spite of all these requests, he left. That is the effect of cruel anger. In Bhagavad Gita, therefore, it is advised that one who desires to make tangible advancement in spiritual consciousness must avoid three things: lust, anger, and the mode of passion. Actually, we can see that lust, anger, and passion make a man crazy, even though he be as great as Daksha. The very name, Daksha, suggests that he was expert in all material activities, but still, because of his aversion towards such saintly personality as Shiva, he was attacked by these three enemies: anger, lust, and passion. Lord Chaitanya therefore advised that one be very careful not to offend Vaishnavas. He compared offenses toward Vaishnava to a mad elephant, as a mad elephant can do anything horrible. So when a person offends a Vaishnava, he can perform any abominable action. Text 20. Vijanya sapam girisha nuga ganer nandishvaro rosha kashaya dushita dakshaya sapam vishasarja darunam ye chanvamodam stat avachatam dvija. Synonyms. Vijnaya, understanding; sapam, the course; Girisha, of Shiva; Anuga Agrani, one of the principal associates; Nandishvara, Rosha, anger; Kashaya, red; Dushita, blinded; Daksha, to Daksha; Sapam, a curse; Visasarja, gave; Darunam, harsh; ye, who; cha, and; Anvamodam, tolerated; Tat Avachatam, the cousin of Shiva, Dvaja, Brahmanas. Translation. Goes to Srila Prabhupada. Upon understanding that Lord Shiva had been cursed, Nandishvara, one of Lord Shiva's principal associates, became greatly angry. His eyes became red, and he prepared to curse Daksha and all the Brahmanas present there who had tolerated Daksha's cursing Shiva in harsh words. Purport. There is a long-standing dissension among some of the neophyte Vaishnavas in Shaivites. They are always at loggerheads. When Daksha cursed Lord Shiva in harsh words, some of the Brahmanas present might have enjoyed it because some Brahmanas do not very much admire Lord Shiva. This is due to their ignorance of Lord Shiva's position. Nandishvara was affected by the cursing, but he did not follow the example of Lord Shiva, who was also present there. Although Lord Shiva could also have cursed Daksha in a similar way, he was silent and tolerant. But Nandishvara, his follower, was not tolerant. Of course, as a follower, it was right for him not to tolerate an insult to his master, but he should not have cursed the Brahmanas who were present. The entire issue was so complicated that those who were not strong enough forgot their positions, and thus cursing and counter-cursing went on in that great assembly. In other words, the material field is so unsteady that even personalities like Nandishvara, Daksha, and many of the Brahmanas present were infected by the atmosphere of anger. Om Agyat Mrandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshurmritam Jinatasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sankirtan Pravati Anahata Pranasaya Prabhupada Tustaye Sankirtan Pravati Arti Hate Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam, my spiritual master, in this beautiful Phoenix Yatra. As I pray that this service allow me to purify my heart and my intention to serve. So what an interesting and instructional chapter this is. And what an example is given by Lord Shiva in terms of how a devotee should act. On the other hand, we can see the attachment of Daksha to his position, giving rise to anger, and forgetting that all this position is just temporary. And we heard from His Holiness Ramapat Swami in the amazing classes that he gave the consequences of offending a Vaishnava. So Daksha thought not only about his elevated material position, he also thought that I'm Lord Shiva's father-in-law. And his anger, his pride did not let him realize that he was insulting the topmost Vaishnava. In the first text of this chapter, Vidura confirms this statement when he asks, why was Daksha, who is so affectionate towards his daughter, envious of Lord Shiva, who is the best among the gentle? So Lord Shiva maximizes the qualities on others, even if they're not perfect, and we have seen examples. But Daksha was totally blinded by the mode of passion, characterized by anger, pride of his position. And we will see in the next verses how Lord Shiva's well-wishers will speak in chorus. But as Prabhupada mentioned in his purport, we should be reminded of what our position is. And it is okay to be upset, but it is not okay to curse others. It is important to note, therefore, how we can take instruction from Lord Shiva on how a devotee should conduct himself or herself. And we see the example of Daksha thinking of himself being the topmost exalted personality, again, blinded with this attitude. Lord Shiva is such an exalted Vaishnava. He is highly elevated. He has very highly elevated consciousness, and is evident. And this is true of great personalities who are not attached to the bodily conception of material life, but on the contrary, when someone is attached to the material conception of life, he thinks that his position is actually what gives him the superiority and certain advantage in comparison to others. But this attachment is a fall down of such individuals. I have so many followers, I have this position, this bank balance, this many homes, this many cars, this many friends. Everybody follows me without realizing that equally materialistic people are following him or her for what they have, not by who they are. So they want to enjoy what they have. No, they don't want to enjoy with him or with her. My Guru Maharaj, Nilandina Swami, in a conversation, he mentioned that when we think that advancement in spiritual life means being recognized by being offered a position, we are in trouble, because position is a symbol of status. And if we are neophytes, we will take it not as an opportunity to increase our service to the Vaishnavas, but as a sign that we are superior to them. If we have a particular service to Krishna and for our meditation, or if our meditation, our intention is to reject that service in order to accept another because that service does not please us, then that is not favorable to the cultivation of bhakti. Favorable means that we are doing those things that help increase our service attitude toward Krishna. As soon as we begin to calculate things according to what is favorable for ourselves, then we are not longer striving for pure bhakti. And Daksha was very judgmental towards Lord Shiva. His ego blinded his proper vision and did not let him see the greatness of the personality he was just insulting. So what can we learn from here? Judge less, love more. Learn to receive and be ready to receive as well. And remember that it's really in giving that we receive. And these both need to be conducted carefully. Mercy is like the sun and the moon, and it shines over the desert, the vast ocean, meadows. It does not discriminate. The clouds of greed, pride, false ego, prajalpa will be there. But a powerful wind gust of humility and acceptance can dissipate those clouds. And they will keep coming. But we have the tools. And Srila Prabhupada has given us the formula that was shared by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to reach that platform of bhakti. Trinada Pistunichena, Tanura Pishahishnana, Amanina Mana Deva, Kirtaniya, Amanina Mana Dena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, yet is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. So let's make sure we are not puffed up by any material designations. Let's remember that we are dasas and dasis. And that's for a reason, because that is our eternal constitutional position, right? Servants of the Lord. Jiveres Barupo Iha Krishna Raniti Das. Actually, even better, Dasa Dasa Dasa, servant of the Lord. So it's not how many likes we get, how many followers we make. It is about how many hearts we can truly touch. And with all humility, request the energy of the Lord to engage us in the service of the Lord. And as we recite Sri Shastakam daily, may we find the strength to understand and embrace the instructions that will prevent us from committing the same mistakes in Aprad as the one committed by Daksha. In his example lays our awareness, and in the humility of Lord Shiva, our example to embrace the formula for bhakti. So, reading, comprehending, but applying will help us in our quest for Krishna Prema. I'll stop here. Thank you once again for the opportunity to be of service.